talk about one of history's most misunderstood figures, Napoleon Bonaparte. When I say Napoleon, what pops into your head? Maybe a short guy in a funny hat with his hand in his jacket. Or maybe the villain who tried to take over Europe? Well, it's time to bust some myths and dig into the real story behind the man who shaped modern France, and honestly, changed the world. First up, his height. The classic Napoleon was short line? Yeah, that's a myth. In reality, Napoleon was about 5'6" or 5'7", which was average height for a Frenchman in the early 1800s. The confusion comes from differences in French and British measurements, plus a lot of British propaganda. So nope, he didn't have a short man complex, he was just regular-sized and super ambitious. Now let's talk power. Napoleon rose up from relatively humble beginnings in Corsica to become Emperor of France. His military genius? Not just hype. He absolutely rewrote the rulebook on strategy, speed, and logistics, winning battles that nobody thought possible. But here's the thing. He wasn't just a warmonger. Napoleon cared about administration, law, and order. The Napoleonic Code, for example, is still the backbone of many legal systems today. He wanted to modernize France, and in a lot of ways he did. But let's be real, he wasn't perfect. Napoleon's ambition led to years of war and millions of deaths. His empire eventually overstretched and he made some huge mistakes, like invading Russia. That's basically the historical equivalent of biting off way more than you can chew. It all came crashing down and he spent his last years in exile, far from the power he craved. Here's the wildest part though. Even after his fall, Napoleon's impact is everywhere. The map of Europe was redrawn. The Napoleonic Code influenced laws all around the globe. And his legend grew even bigger, kind of like a real-life meme that just keeps going. So next time you hear someone crack a Napoleon joke, remember this guy was more than just a short emperor with a big ego. He was complex, flawed, and absolutely fascinating. History is never as simple as it seems, and Napoleon, he's proof that the truth is always more interesting than the myth. If you learned something new, hit that like button and let me know in the comments what other history myths you want me to bust next.